2014, China has been rated as the number one economic superpower in the world ranking by International Monetary Fund (IMF) across the United States based on the purchasing power equivalent of GDP indicators, gross domestic product, which China successfully produced 17% GDP, exceeding the US by 1% to 16%. So due to China's larger population, it will remain in low or middle income for the past 30 years, but has been impressed the development economies also inspired such Brazil, Argentina, Colombia and India, which they want to emulate China's approach. So during this time, China per capita income rising annually at to 10% at this rate. So China struggling avoided heavy military burden while US carried it at their back, which does not fit back to economic growth. So China grew its economic and political by reducing the civil war and upgrading the peaceful political transition of leadership. However, there are some events that occur towards China's internationally, especially between them and US, which this event might give some impact to China's condition and position. But this is also the reason of milestone of the strongest of China. So the first one is the 2008 global financial crisis. Over the past several years, China has enjoyed one of the world's fastest growing economies and has been a major contributor to world economic growth. So during this time, several Chinese industries, particularly the export sector, have been hit hard by crisis, and millions of workers have reportedly been laid off. China's economic was to stop market collapse. China's economic was to stop market collapsing. Economists push in a recession and financial institutions failing. But in 2010, China has kept its relatively high growth rate during the crisis period, although the global financial crisis and economic downturn reduced foreign demand of China's export substantially for the first time in many years. So it is rated China's economic rebounded with a GDP growth of around 10%, outperforming all other major economies. So, however, during this crisis, China did maintain their high growth rate by strong fiscal position, high level of foreign exchange reserve, and limited international capital flow. During this crisis, what happened to US was they faced the trade deficit and needs the willing buyers for the treasury's issues to finance its budget deficit. The second one is the trade war, that is the Trump policy tariff with China's 2018. So Americans are progressively distracted by the growing economic influence of China. With the rate above 9%, the blame of its stealing US job of violating its worker to keep labor cost low, of keeping the yuan undervalued by pegging it to the dollars, of exporting deflation by selling its product abroad at unfair price, and so forth, which it have charged of little merit. But little misunderstanding behind them have opened the trade war between these two countries. So Trump has imposed the tax on import from the China, Mexico, Canada, EU to encourage consumer to buy American product. So total tariff is 250 billion worth of good, which US imposed 3 rounds of tariff on China's product this year. So Trump want to protect. The reason why the tariff being imposed is Trump want to protect jobs and stop the unfair transfer of American technology and intellectual property to China. So during this time, what happened to US is many US companies and industry groups have testified to the US trade representative office that their business being harmed, even though the idea of boosting local business and support the national economy by American people after the tariff has been imposed, which is encourage consumer to buy American due to tariff make US made product cheaper than import wine.